All right. Here we go.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is John. I'm here with Bill Cobb and Cassandra Loomis Kim and Timmy Trabon. And tonight, we're going to be doing 3 poses like we always do. We're going to be drawing a group of, I think it's listed in Matthew Salacuse's website as funny people. And so comedians. Matthew has been incredibly kind to us to let us use reference from his website. The photography is astounding. And if you go through and go to the website and look at it, he's photographed everybody. It's for the last 20 years, he's been photographing some of the most famous people in the world, entertainers, musicians, comedians, fashion. It's absolutely beautiful. So take a look at the work. It's terrific, and we're really lucky to be able to use it tonight, or some of it. So first up, we're going to be doing 2 20-minute poses and then 1 40-minute pose. First up is Sam Morrell. And it's an interesting thing. Timmy and I were kind of discussing it before we came in. It's just, I'm looking for good reference to draw from that's lit well, and light explaining form well. His compositions in these things, the light behind the head, just a little bit of light, raking across the top of his nose and forehead. And it's a very candid portrait of somebody. It's a beautiful shot. I love all the out of focus, the busyness of the crowd scene behind it and areas that it flattens out. It just makes a really beautiful composition with the, especially with the left side of it with the brick wall. Go ahead.
And to give some context to this photo, Sam Morrell was one of the first comedians to start doing shows during the pandemic. And the way they were doing it is he was hitting people up who had rooftop access to their building, and he would do rooftop shows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I believe Matthew Salacuse was the director for that special. So some fun background to that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Really interesting composition when you study this. I love the busyness on the right-hand side and the real simple pattern of brick on the left side, on either side of the head. It works really well. Janelle James, terrific photo, will be our second pose. The third pose, you have your choice of Pete Davidson. That's a great shot. I smile when I think of him. He's a very fun man. And then Byron Bowers, which amazing photo. If I were to pick one of these that I would paint from, that I would do something with, this is very close to a painting to me. Shape and tone, obviously the emotion, the mood of color. It's got everything a good painting has in it. It's really well composed, and it's just a gorgeous photograph.
Reminds me of Raymond Bonilla, like his paintings.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, if you fail tonight, it's all on you because the reference is gorgeous. So,
No pressure.
So let's go ahead and get started. At the end of the evening, we'll go through and take a look at the work. Please post your work to #illustration_isolation on Instagram. Do it in between poses so you're all caught up at the end. And then we're set to go. So thank you, Timmy.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a link in the chat to the photos that's on John's slide. Another thing I'll say is definitely use #illustration_isolation. When we have photographers, we do something a little different. When photographers give us access like this, I recommend you tag the photographer. So his handle is Salacuse. I've included it on the website. I also included the handles of the comedians because I know Sam Morrell, a few of the other comedians are really big fans of artists and illustrators. So might be smart to tag them. They might appreciate it. So
They have a much bigger following than you do.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. Just have fun with it. And, it's always nice to credit the photographer. I know that they appreciate it.
Well, yeah. Well, in this case, it's like, looking at that Byron Bowers, it's like painting's done. You could just mimic it and do a beautiful piece, which is not what I'm asking you to do. Interpret it.
All right, now I don't think either the photographer nor the subject would like what I'm doing to this guy's face, so I mean, it's not. Yeah. It has a ways to go.
So does anybody have any big projects they're working on this week? Cassandra, weren't you explaining kind of a unique?
Yeah. I'm doing a piece for a tribute show to Little Shop of Horrors. So I'm painting Audrey 2, the plant, like in the style of like a Renaissance Elizabethan portrait. So she's in a high collared dress.
Fun.
Leaf arms and everything.
Oh, wow. Can I? Yeah, I just got your text. Can I share it? Where is that? Will I get you in trouble?
I'm not supposed to have that image quite out yet.
Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait another episode then.
So go ahead and share it. She's done with Studio Bridge.
Yeah, Cassandra, unfortunately, you made a huge mistake and you sent it to me. So
well, I feel like it was one of those like I could
totally out of your hands now, Cassandra.
Or I could send you this picture.
Yeah. Well, everybody, it's great. Let me describe
it's a little outrageous. It's one of my more unique pieces, and I feel like that's saying a lot.
A good piece.
Is anybody trying anything differently tonight? John, you had mentioned
I'm going to be doing something real different here in just a minute.
Okay.
I'm blacking this in with pastel. That's why I started drawing, and then I'm going to move to paint here very quickly.
Whoop, whoop.
And it's probably going to be a disaster, but you know what? I could use one.
Did you see Jenna's comment? I'm sorry.
No.
She says she knows the comedian, and she's like a friend of a friend, and she messaged him before the show, and she sent the hashtag for illustration isolation to him.
Oh, cool.
Cool. This will be, John and I will finally get sued.
Yeah, but if you're going to get sued, let's get sued by a good comedian.
A good comedian.
It's like, why did a comedian sue you? That's just a great story. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to send this is wild. I just got a message from Salacuse. That could be the correct pronunciation. We'll learn. I am going to send him a link to join us as a guest. So I am going to say this. We have never met Matthew before. So if we have young people in the audience, I don't know. This is what happens when you invite people from the internet to join. Maybe earmuffs for our younger listeners. I have no idea. No reference. Other than that, while I'm working on that, maybe you all could talk about what you're working with.
John, I rudely interrupted you. You said you were going to switch to paint. What paint were you going to use?
Oil. I'm going to use, I'm going to try to put something down over the top of it transparently with wax. and a bit of paint. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Oh, that's cool.
But we'll find out.
And is that new pastel that you put down, or?
It's new pastel that I'm drawing with right now.
Bill, what are you working with?
I'm working with a couple pastels. One of them is new pastel. One of them is Cretacolor. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. You know, it's the colors aren't right. His face is all wonky, so I'm just making it even more stretched out. I mean, the face in the drawing is wonky, not in his, you know, his actual face. And then I'm probably going to get into some paint later, probably some watercolor, and do a combo of watercolor and pastel. Not on this piece, but on another one.
Which would you use first, the watercolor or the pastel?
The watercolor, I put gesso down, then I put the watercolor on top, and then lifting things off, and then go in with pastel, just really color accents. But I might also do a drawing in pencil as well on top of the watercolor.
I've never done watercolor on top of gesso. Does it absorb it nicely, or how's that?
It doesn't absorb it. That's the nice thing about it, is that it stays on the surface. So that piece I did, was it last week we did Gilded Age?
Uh-huh.
That piece I did where he's all in shadow,
Yeah.
that was watercolor on top of gesso, and then I just lifted out the lights.
Oh, cool.
And I have this jar of this brownish dark watercolor. I'm going to add some green to, and it makes a nice base to work on. And the gesso just keeps it from absorbing in the paper, so I can wipe it off. I mean, it's very similar to the technique that Bernie Fuchs did, and with oils, and then David Grove did with gouache. David Grove and many others. We're pulling the light, and also Marshall Ayersman too. We're pulling the lights out of the dark.
Nicole wants to know what kind of paper you start with, Bill.
This is just this is, I'll show you. This is Strathmore sketch paper 300. It's I've used a bunch of different papers, but once you put the matte medium, not the matte, I'm sorry, the gesso on it, it doesn't matter what paper you use. You can see here's I put the gesso on with a spackle knife. Once you put it on, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just a sealed surface. You can do the same thing with matte medium.
Yeah.
Or ultra matte, or any
Or GAC.
Yeah, or any neutral surface. Is GAC kind of shiny though, or no?
Yeah, it's a little shiny.
Yeah, so this isn't shiny. So, but yeah, it's just having a ground on which to work. Yeah, I'm really just brutalized this poor man's face. So Matthew Salacuse, or Salacuse, you know, I mentioned he commented on one of my drawings earlier today, because I tagged him. I don't think he would comment favorably on this drawing so far.
Oh, John, so is this the painting that's begun? What are you doing now?
I'm putting paint on it.
Wow. It's happening.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Matthew, hey. Thank you for joining.
Yay! Thanks
Hi,
for
Matt.
coming.
Nice to meet
This
you.
is so exciting to have you here. We've got you on mute still.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar, these are our three panelists tonight. We've got John English, Bill Kobe, and Cassandra Kim.
Wow.
And then we've got quite a few people drawn along in the audience. So thank you so much for letting us do this. This is so exciting.
Oh
It
my
is so
God.
exciting. You're so talented. Man,
my
your
God.
photographs are amazing.
Thank you. I can say the same. What are you using to paint that with? What is the actual paint you're using?
I'm doing acrylic on cardboard that's just treated with GAC so it won't absorb it.
Oh, man, it's gorgeous. Do you mind if I take a picture with my phone and send this to Sam?
Sure. Do you want me to get farther so it'll
Sure.
look more like him?
Let's see. No, it looks great.
Here, I'll spotlight it for you.
Yeah. Incredible. He's gonna lose it. Cool. He's in Sam is in LA this week and he's doing Letterman tomorrow.
Whoa.
Apparently Letterman has a show again.
Wow.
Like
Really? Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That was
Like is it the Netflix show?
It is. He's got like a new show. It's not the My Next Guest is. It's this other thing where he invites like comics and then it sort of sits down with a panel with them. Sort of like his old show.
All right. Raymond Bonilla just came in. Ray, don't embarrass us. We've got a cool guest tonight, so kind of behave.
Oh, you don't do that for me.
Matthew, we've got so many questions about your career and like the work that you've put together. One of the things, so I learned about your photography by virtue of the fact that it appears that you are buds with like all of my favorite comedians. And I just was trying to imagine when you go on a shoot or to photograph a comedian, how do you make them comfortable? Like, you must be a hilarious. I try to imagine competing with comedy with these people and like making them at ease and like getting a laugh from somebody like Mark Norman. Yeah. I just feel like it feels so good.
Well, Mark is an easy laugh.
Okay.
He likes to make people feel comfortable and he'll laugh at things that aren't even funny. And not being funny is sort of my milieu. So I can get a cheap laugh out of him pretty easy. Other comics are like Sam are a bit harder to please.
Yeah.
But when you get him to laugh, it's a good laugh. He's a good laugher. Do you have like, what brought you to spend time with comedians? Like, what happened first, photographing like entertainers or comedians specifically? Well, I've been shooting for 20 plus years and I've been mostly a music photographer. With a lot of celebrities mixed in. Yeah. And then I started getting into, I knew Mark, I shot Mark and Sam together around 2015. And then, when they were like, hey, I need headshots or I need whatever, I was like, I'll do it for you. And then we became friends. And then the pandemic hit in 2000. We were just, we barely did any projects together before the pandemic. The pandemic hit and they were like, we can't make things professionally anymore. He's like, you can only make things sort of low budget with your friends. So I was able to like pull stuff together and make things with friends.
So correct me if I'm wrong. The photo that we're referencing right now, is that from was it up on a rooftop or?
No, this is from, we did a special in April 2021 when comedy clubs reopened after the pandemic. They opened up at 30% initially. And Sam was like, we have to document this. This is a time in history. Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm about to get interrupted by my boy, Charlie. Hey, Bear. I got people here.
How old is he?
It's Charlie, he's 6. I hope he ran away.
I have 2 5-year-olds. So
do
like,
you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like in the same place you are right now.
What is that like?
Oh my God.
Delightful chaos.
Yes.
That's great.
Daddy, when I put a pencil on this to try to rip the plastic It popped.
Okay.
This is great. Well, if anybody in the chat has questions,
look.
Matthew, we don't want to take up too much of your evening. I really appreciate you dropping in. This is great.
Matthew, I'm Timmy's partner in our educational program. My name's John, and I wanted to thank you so much. It was my job to go through your website.
I apologize.
It's phenomenal. And I got caught. I looked at your website. I literally looked at your website for 2 hours last night. And I pulled images. There's so many that were like, I can't draw that because what's the point? These are so beautifully done. And you are a superb photographer. And
thank you. How would you describe my photography?
Well, the portrait stuff that I really loved, there was a candid quality to it, where very natural, unposed. And I was describing, like, this piece, I was describing as how I would look at it, a painting, before you came in. It's a very candid shot of Sam. The textures, the shape design in the picture, all of it is just what I talk about with painting. You've done it with photography. It's a beautiful composition. I had a tremendous amount of fun going through, and I could have chosen a huge number of pieces that I think would do me harm to draw them, because I would be stealing your idea or stealing your concept.
I don't think there's any such thing.
I think there is. You definitely have a point of view with your photography, and that's tricky to do with the camera. So really beautiful.
That's a fine compliment. I really appreciate that, and I'll try and take that.
I think that's you.
It's not me.
By the way, Matthew, thank you for commenting on my drawing.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. So I heard someone actually,
Thanks for the clue.
a photographer friend of mine, Chris Buck, who you should look at his work. He's been doing it a little longer than I have. And he said, when I look at your work, meaning me, he's like, I can see what it feels like to be in the room with the person you photographed. And I was like, oh, this is nice. Yeah.
That's nice.
I was like, this is what I've been trying to achieve my whole life.
Yeah. It's I immediately can relate to that, especially with some of your photos that like appear to be like backstage at, like, is it like the Comedy Cellar? It feels like you're back there. It's amazing.
Yeah, totally.
Thanks for the glue.
Yeah. So I guess one of the questions that I've had is, we were talking earlier about, because you've photographed some of the most recognizable people on the planet. And I guess one of the things that is so impressive to me, not just like in a like a celebrity obsessed manner, but just in the ability that you can creatively perform in like high stakes. How do you do you overly prepare, I guess, for these shoots, or do you go into it with an open mind?
I do prepare, but Mike Tyson says that thing, like, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. It's kind of like that, where it's like I get in the room and I got this grand plan, and then you're working with these super creative people, and it goes out the window.
Why is this recorded?
For posterity. Charlie, can you give me 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can bring my kids in here and you can feel so much better about yourself.
We'll just make this a play date.
Yeah, my kids have made multiple appearances.
Yeah, this is great.
Only one.
Yeah. Well, does anybody in the audience have any questions about photography or anything like that, or for Charlie? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know.
Ray.
I can't ask questions, but the kids can.
No, Ray, knock it out of the park. Yeah.
You said it all right there, Ray.
Yeah.
Really beautiful photography, Matthew.
Oh,
Seriously,
thank you.
It's really great stuff. Thank you so much for letting us use it.
No, why is this?
It's my pleasure. Oh, so I got interrupted earlier. So this thing that you're painting right now is from when we started documenting comedy clubs open up in April 2021.
Wait a second.
And it was Sam was like, hey, this is a very special time in comedy history and we really should see what it's like. And he was right. I don't think we'll ever see anything quite like this again. I don't know if you saw the documentary. It's called Full Capacity, and it's on YouTube. It's free. I think it's like almost 1 million views already, which is insane for a self-funded documentary.
Wow.
I'll definitely check that out. I love documentaries.
I'll drop a link.
This one's super
I'll
niche.
drop a link to it.
Oh, thank you. I'm working on a new one right now with this comic named Matt Ruby. And he said, I want to do a stand-up special with like documentary, like just like sprinkling some documentary stuff inside. And I was like, okay. And he said, the idea is called Substance. And I was like, okay. And he said, I'm going to do 4 15-minute sets, one every Wednesday of a month. And I'll be on a different substance every week. So,
Oh, boy.
so we shot the weed one last Wednesday, and then we shot drunk one yesterday, and next week is shrooms. And he's gonna try and get through his set, and then the last one is sober.
That sounds terrifying.
It sounds like drunk history, like esque.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I can't. That sounds. Is he scared or is he just a fearless person?
He's sort of an explorer, so it's part of his personality, and he's like, it was his idea. So yeah, these comics, like, I asked him this great question last night. I said, I stole it from Errol Morris, the documentary filmmaker. I said, tell me a secret. I got the 2 cameras on him. Like, tell me a secret. He's like, I'm shy. I was like, we got 2 cameras rolling on you. Are you doing a special?
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. Do you see yourself gravitating towards funny people quite a bit now since the pandemic? It seems like a lot of your energy is there.
yeah, it's sort of my new lane. Like my old lane was music photography and rap photography, especially. And now that sort of dried up, and now it's this.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes, just waves.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you, Tim?
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, along with John English. But then we're all over the place. Ray, you're in Buffalo, New York, right?
Yeah, Buffalo, New York. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray, both of my parents are from Niagara Falls.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Cassandra, Bill.
I'm in Richmond, Virginia.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I'm in Carrboro, North Carolina.
And then
Oh,
how about
really? My wife's from Rocky Mount.
Oh, cool.
I think you guys are kind of close, right?
everybody in the chat? Let us know where you're drawing from with us. I'm just curious. Let's see. This is always fun.
Oh, I'm looking at the chat here. Oh, hello. Do we get to see their?
Oh
work?
yeah, Matthew.
Brooklyn,
Other
New
people.
York. Do we get to see their? Are they painting as well?
These are just all listeners. We don't. Yeah.
They're all doing their drawings at home, and it gets posted on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end, we'll look at what everybody did.
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
You'll see hundreds of drawings at the end of the
Yeah.
night.
Should be cool.
Literally hundreds.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Awesome. Well, Matthew, next week, if you continue to let us use your photos, we're going on to music entertainer. So pretty excited.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me how I can be helpful.
Well, this is what I'll say is do you have a favorite shoot that you like to tell, like shoot story that you like to tell?
Oh, I've got so many. Many.
How about maybe I'll be more specific. Where is it where everything felt like it was going wrong and turned out great?
My DMX story. It was I shot it in 2008, but it was posted posthumously in GQ. You can look it up. I think it's called My 17 Hours with DMX.
Okay. Oh my
And-
God, that sounds amazing.
And
It does.
I will regale you with a story next week if you can find a picture you'd like to paint from that series.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would love that. That
it's
sounds
one of my best
fantastic.
stories.
Yeah. That sounds amazing. I'd love that. Do you have any, how long have you known Sam?
Since about 2014 or 2015, we did like a little comedy skit then. And then, like I said, since the pandemic, our bond got much tighter.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both him, Mark, I mean, it seems like they've all had this incredible rise just in the past 3 years.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's really exciting. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, how did you
Yeah.
come across comedy?
I've always loved it. I used to write fan letters when I was a little kid to comedians. That was like my thing, which is kind of weird, I guess, but that was all I did. I just wrote like tons of letters to them. I definitely had this idea that I wanted to be a comedian when I was little for years. Never did it, but I just love comedians, love comedy.
What is your Mount Rushmore?
Oh man, that's so much pressure.
Well,
That's
a
so
great
much
question.
pressure to ask that. Like, I mean, like the comedians that I like listen to the most right now
Yeah.
are Sam and Mark Norman. Love Dave Chappelle. Don't want to get in trouble with the audience. But love Chappelle. Love, man, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can say is, so I visited a buddy who was living in New York and crashed on his couch. This is like 5 years ago. And we went to the Comedy Cellar, and I had never been in an environment like that. And I still think of it as like one of the most special moments of my life. Like, so I don't know. God, I'm like, my wheels are spinning thinking of my Mount Rushmore.
It's tough.
Yeah. What is yours?
It's hold on a second. Yes, Jared? He wants me to take it in his room so he can watch TV. I would say it is George Carlin. This is a good question. It's my question. George.
Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You know, the comedian that has always been there, like that I've always gone back to, and always it's been just as funny. It's Chris Rock. For me.
Oh, yeah, just the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on Mount Rushmore for sure.
I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely on it for sure. Neil Brennan.
He's amazing. I got to see his one-man show recently here in New York.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, and he's turning it into a special. He's shooting it now in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's just super smart.
3 Mics was, I think, the first special I saw where I was like emotional watching it.
Yeah.
Like a tear. Right.
Yeah, this is similar, but it's more peppered with comedy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that because I've been seeing that he promotes it. Yeah. So that's great. John, you're also like an equal comedian lover.
I think the best live performance was Chris Rock. I enjoy him immensely. I'm a huge Richard Pryor fan.
Huge Pryor fan. Yeah.
I think he was very special. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah. He also he created the mold and broke the mold. He's like a total like a seeker and a pioneer. And there was no one else quite talking like that then, and everyone talks like that now.
Right. He made it possible for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I was back at my parents' house the other week, and because I used to write tons of these letters, and only one person ever wrote me back, Jim Carrey.
No
Oh,
way.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And he just wrote like, Timmy, thank you. Or he said, Timmy, such a nice letter. Spank you very much.
Ah,
It was like the most Jim Carrey, and it was like right when the mask came out, you know. So it was like the most Jim Carrey letter to get. I would show, like,
Aw,
if anybody came over to my house, I would like be like, come upstairs, I'm going to show you my Jim Carrey letter.
that's fantastic.
that's adorable.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I wrote like Jimmy Kimmel letter, like all these people. It was like a weird hobby of mine as a little kid.
Oh, I got someone in the chat here. 2 people asking, how do I get the picture? Do you drop it in here?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Should I
sorry.
drop it in?
Here we go.
Oh, there.
Drop the link.
All right.
Matthew, I have a question. This is a dumb question, but how do you pronounce your last name?
Oh, Salacuse.
Salacuse.
Okay.
Thank you. We were wondering.
Oh God, people see the poster. I'm in my kids' room, so they're recognizing the artwork in the walls.
Children of Adam posters. Yeah.
Oh, this is great, you guys. You guys are doing such nice work. So what I saw one hashtag. Will it be like also Sam Morrell, or will it be Salacuse? What will it?
Yeah. So actually, we are way over on the first post because this has been so nice having you. So everybody is going to post their work. So everybody, be sure to post your work. We're moving on to pose number 2. So on the page, we've included at Salacuse and Sam Morrell's handle, which is I believe it's at Sam Morrell. Let me just be sure.
Yeah.
At Sam
I'll
Morrell.
get my phone and double check that.
No, I just checked right now. It's good.
Okay.
And hashtag illustration isolation. So 3 tags, everybody. At Sam Morrell, at Salacuse, and hashtag illustration isolation. Sorry, it's a lot this week, but it's worth it. So please post it. We're going to check out the work at the end of the night. And I highly recommend tagging both of them. It's worth it.
Would you
Trust me.
mind pinning Cassandra so I can just get a quick shot of it for Sam?
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Andrew, that's fantastic.
Great, thank you.
So great, Cassandra. Oh, man, I love that.
I mean, great capturing of the highlights and everything. Unbelievable.
Well, dude, it's a fantastic photo. Like, yeah, your light, your shadows, gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful shapes.
He's gonna flip. I'll text him now.
Okay, here's a question for Charlie. Here's a question for Charlie. No, I think it's for you, Matthew. What's your advice on capturing people's true emotions and personality? What do you do on set to make that come through in your images?
That's a great question. I stole something from Annie Leibovitz. I mean, you sort of like you steal from the best. And she was talking to Keith Richards. He was sitting on a stool, and this is what you get all the time from your sitter. They say something like, "What should I do?" And she said, "I don't know. What are you doing?" And to me, it's like such an open, like, question to ask a sitter. And for me, that's like everything to portraits, which is like, why should I tell you what to do? Just continue being you. And so I just pick up my camera, start taking pictures, and then I see what they're doing, and then I accentuate that, or like pull them back, be like, oh, that's too big, or continue doing that thing that, if someone sort of stands like this, I say, do that and lean more, or just whatever. And it just let people be themselves. Like the less of me, the better.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting you say that because that's a very non-Annie Leibovitz kind of.
Well, so this is 1975 Annie Leibovitz.
I got it. Because like Annie Leibovitz today, it's like she seems like she's very much in control of.
Fully. My friend who I mentioned earlier, Chris Buck, was photographing her for Vanity Fair or something. They're doing a story about her, and he did his lighting setup, and then she said, you really should bring the light and do this. And he was like, well, if they wanted you to do it, they would have hired you.
Wow.
Wow. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
That's like a good top dog moment.
Well, she was trying to top dog him, and he just threw it right back.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Somebody says, what's it feel like to have people across the country painting your photography? I guess
It's
my
surreal.
question is, were you a little nervous about it?
I didn't even understand what it was until I signed on. I mean, you explained it to me pretty well, but I was like, I don't quite, now I really get it, and it's blowing my mind.
Yeah. Maybe I need to get better at that intro message. Yeah. This is great.
Why did I let them draw my stuff?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hi, Eva. I use GAC 100 to treat the cardboard before I paint on it so it doesn't absorb. It's just a clear acrylic primer.
Ray, I've got a question for you. You're starting this image to like really shape focused, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm skipping ahead to this one because when I saw the reference, I immediately thought of the James McMullen poster, The Comedians, which was a Lincoln Center sort of performance or something like that. He had done it like in, I think it was around the 80s. Anybody know what that one looks like?
I can't think.
I know Jason Mullen, but not that one.
All right, I'll have to, let me pull it up here.
Wow, John. So
Oh, John, that looks cool.
Looks like a
You're gonna
mess
take-
right now.
are you gonna stay with the first pose the whole night?
I don't know. I'm having fun with this, so I'm gonna work on it a while and see what happens.
Wow.
You guys are so freaking talented.
Some of the honestly, Matthew, I think some of the audience members could be on the panel.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa. Oh, I'm stealing this.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He had a version actually without the face, and it was just actually it was just
Ooh.
a suit in that pose. And I always loved it was an abandoned version, but I've always liked that sketch, the idea. So that's what I was thinking about it for this.
Did they ever turn this into a film?
That I don't know. I don't know if it had a life outside of the play. But there's this book called Revealing Illustrations. It was done like I think in the early 80s, where he talks about the creation of this. It was pretty cool.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That's much more sort of cartoon than McMullen usually.
Yeah,
Or, it seems like a little outside of his usual wheelhouse.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Lincoln Center posters were also like he was like just a man of many faces. Like it almost felt like he approached it stylistically different every single play or musical.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Paul Davis was a lot like that too.
yeah, totally.
So I'm just going to remind our attendees while many of the panelists are on all over the place with their poses.
Hey, I actually moved to the second one this time. I'm on it.
You're on pose number 2. Okay.
All right,
Ready.
yeah, I'll move on.
This is great. Wow. Matthew, do you take a camera everywhere you go?
I have one in my pocket. The iPhone sort of took the place of it for a few years, and then I regretted that because I realized like, oh, all the pictures I have of Charlie are going to look like all the pictures his friends' parents have. And like
wow. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Like everyone's pictures are gonna look the same. The same focal length, same, saturation, same, density. So like everything's gonna look the same.
Yeah.
And the great thing about looking back at the picture from my childhood is like the pictures changed over the years, and it went from black and white to grainy to like 80s looking or flashy. So now I carry a camera around just for my kid or stuff on the street, just so that there's some variety to the pictures he looks back on later in his life.
Really interesting thing that I never thought about. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Can I get my mom to sign on? She paints.
Oh,
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see
Yeah,
what she's doing.
absolutely.
Maybe she can help me with this.
John, that's looking the texture that you're getting on that it's gorgeous.
I love the shape of the face too.
John, what were you laying with the palette knife down? Is that acrylics or?
It's oil.
And then you're just going pastel oil or dry pastel on top of that?
No, this is oil pastel. But yeah, I drew it with, I did a really quick pastel drawing underneath. You see the pastel down here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been just obliterating it with oil paint and then trying to, I don't know, just goofing around.
It looks awesome.
So torn. I want to do the whole figure, but I also want to do her face and her shoulders.
I see Raymond is doing one and Cassandra is doing another one. I'm pretty sure I know which one Cassandra's doing without looking at it, but where would I see the art that she's drawing?
I'll drop a link in the chat. A lot of these comedians were doing Zoom shows, right? How painful was that for them?
If you watch the documentary that I got full capacity, it was dreadful for all of them. Yeah.
Okay. Did any of them thrive in that environment? They just all were like, this is, it would be like switching from like heroin to like decaf coffee, I guess.
Oh, they all called it methadone. They said this is methadone.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can only imagine. Yeah.
Is that simply because there's no interaction?
There is, but it's delayed. And it's like, the thing about comedy is it's like, I say something, boom, you're responding.
Right.
And then if like, can you imagine just like, even a half of a second delay, you're like, you know, it throws your timing, and comedy's all timing.
Oh yeah.
I've actually read, Matthew, you probably know more about this because you've spent time with people who've done like shows in venues that have a laugh delay, right?
No, I've not seen this.
Oh,
What's the purpose?
like if you do it like at the right arena, or I think like there are certain venues in like certain towns where there might be like a half-second delay, and they talk about how it just like totally messes with your timing.
Oh yeah.
Which I can imagine, but yeah, no, I can imagine the methadone. Yeah, that's 100%. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
So they also did shows in, you know, after the Zoom ones. The Zoom ones were only for a couple months during like peak pandemic moments. Then they started doing them in parks.
Right.
And I don't remember this. They were doing them in like parking lots, and people would sit in their cars and flash their lights if they were laughing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like windshield wipers would go off. It's like the worst.
Yeah.
And my friend Mark Norman, he was like, I did a show in a park and my joke bombed. I heard actual crickets.
Yeah. 100%. Oh man. Yeah. That sounds brutal. I mean, I remember like in Nate Bargatze's special, like he has to pause for like a helicopter. You know, he's like, okay, back to the show. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, we on Sam's rooftop, I did a special with the guy painting Sam Morrell. It was called Up on the Roof. We shot it during the pandemic where we can only perform on roofs. And we had similar things with helicopters. And
I loved that special.
Oh, you loved it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that was when I first became acquainted with Sam's work through WTF, and then started listening to his comedy a ton. And then I saw your special because that was like right before the pandemic, and I freaking loved it. It was so good.
Cool.
Yeah. It was just, I don't know. And that was like that was just an insane time, you know?
Yeah, what a crazy time. I mean, and comics thrive on crazy times, so it was good to be with them. Oh,
I can only imagine. Yeah.
The only good I can see out of the situations you're describing is that it becomes fodder for hopefully becomes fodder for some later.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
I think great art will be made about this time because of this time.
I remember watching a Mark Maron special. I watched 3 of his specials. And the first one is a little awkward. And then the second one, he's referencing the first one and its awkwardness, you know, and then, you know, by the third one, he's talking about both of them a little bit. But, you know, it can only get better from the first one.
Matthew, here's a question from Ocean, maybe one of our most diehard visual arts passage students. And I think it's a good question for you because I feel like you're a person, just from looking at your work, you've clearly had a really tremendous career. How do you measure progress in a career? Have you struggled with that? Or is that
do.
you?
I do. I mean, like every day above ground is a good day in this industry. So it's like just surviving, and I'm never having had a job. And I feel like that's a success story. I mean, it's a small success, and I've got a really lovely family and like small apartment in Manhattan. And it's like, I feel like that's success to me. I mean, I grew up here, so I know how difficult it is to make it here or make any sort of life. But yeah, I do struggle with that. Because you start comparing yourselves to what your friends are doing, and it's never great. But I feel like I've had a charmed life.
From afar, it appears that. Yeah, it does. It looks like you had a lot of fun. I mean,
yeah, and I guess that is the point. Look at the leather you're doing. Look at that. So you really see the shape of that, the highlights in the leather. It's really nice. Yeah, I mean, if you're not having fun what you're doing, what's the point of doing it?
Yeah.
So Tim, are you creating something today as well, or just moderating?
I am not. I'm just moderating. My job is to just keep these guys from getting canceled.
Timmy's the man. Timmy's the man.
I'm just a glorified Zoom scheduler. I just help host. I kind of try to field the questions, and that's it. I've never drawn. I've attended hundreds of hours of illustration classes, but I don't draw at all. So one day I'll start drawing with the class. We'll see if the information adds up to skill, but
When our
Would
numbers,
totally will.
when our numbers drop so low, Timmy, that you have to start drawing, it's going to be a day of reckoning right
it's going to
there.
be a bad year. It's going to be lean times for the visual arts passage crew. Yeah.
Or really fun.
Yeah. Probably not, Cassandra.
Oh, it'll be fun for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of this information is in your brain through osmosis. I think it's you're just gonna roll with it, man.
Right.
Timmy, you're ready to go and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Matthew, do you look into to keep your creativity at a certain level? Do you step away from photography and do anything else regularly, or is photography your kind of one and only love in that regard?
Well, I've been doing a lot of, as you can see filmmaking.
Mhm.
So I'm shooting specials and documentaries and stuff like that, but that's sort of the same medium.
Yeah.
I also comedy write.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So these guys started trusting me enough that they're like, what do you think is a bit? And I help them sculpt it and give them punchlines or whole setups. Yeah.
Is that something that's amazing?
Yeah.
That would be
Wow.
fun.
Is that something you've been doing for a while, or that you just have a brain built for it?
I guess, I don't know. I mean, I Bugs Bunny was like my third parent
Yeah.
growing up. So it's always been in me. It's just, comedy, and then Abbott and Costello. Like I've always been drawn to funny people.
Mhm.
So it's been like really easy to slide into with these guys.
Mhm.
Some are prickly, like don't ever want to tag, don't ever want advice, and you feel it out pretty quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm like,
What does it feel like when they use like somebody uses your material and it does well?
Oh, it's like you're bursting. Like Mark and I wrote a joke. I don't know. I don't know if you can record this.
Here. Nobody tell anybody. No, don't get yourself in trouble.
All right. I mean, he mentioned it on a podcast. Mark and I wrote a joke for the Oscars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because he's friends with Amy Schumer.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. He used to open for her for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So she put it out there. It was like, you got any jokes? And so we just went to a diner and just like, yeah.
What's that? What is that? Just back and forth? Does it feel like just like kind of a bullshitting session, or is it a lot of technical, I guess, like inside baseball conversation about what makes it funny?
No, it's not about structure or anything. It's like, what about this guy? Who do you think he is? And then you're like, yeah, what about that guy?
Yeah.
It's just two guys bullshitting in a diner.
Yeah. Oh man.
And look at my shirt.
Oh yeah.
We go to the diner here in Hell's Kitchen where Seinfeld was created.
That's so great.
Yeah, it's
well, Seinfeld has had nothing but nice things to say about Mark Norman.
True.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think I heard him say he thinks he's one of the funniest comedians coming up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's obsessed with comics who understand the history of comedy, like he is. And Mark's one of those guys. He's just like an encyclopedia.
Wow. Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know the comedians we're talking about, I highly recommend. I will drop links in the chat. They've got me through the height of the pandemic. They're some of I think the funniest guys.
First strike. So I'm going to put you guys on pause for 1 second while I give my kid. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to put you guys on pause for 1 second. Change rooms with my kid.
Great. A wonderful guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So nice.
So we are due to move on to the third and final pose. Everybody, this is the best time to do it. So please post your work from the second pose and tag at Janelle James Comedy and at Salacuse with hashtag illustration isolation. It's very important you use hashtag illustration isolation because we're going to look at all the art at the end of the night. If you don't use that, we will not see it. So post it now. Don't wait until the end. God, there's just going to be so many things to tag tonight. Don't wait until the end. But I'm going to drop it in the chat. Other than that, just keep drawing.
Timmy, I think it's so cool that you wrote letters to comedians.
Thanks. It was like it was a big part of my childhood. Like I would spend, because I didn't just like write, like I spent a lot of time making sure that it was like a good letter.
Aww.
Right. And so I would dedicate like a full week to like drafting it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. It
So
was.
How old are we talking about? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I probably did that until I bet I did it until I was like in 7th grade, 8th grade. Yeah. I'm sure they got more mature as they went on, I think they probably started out pretty, like the Jim Carrey one, I was like in 5th grade, I think, 4th grade, yeah. Somebody asked, Matthew, did you see your mom a link?
I did. She hasn't responded.
Okay, let me know if she joins.
Okay.
I'll upgrade her.
Explain, your mom is a painter. She's is she like, is that vocation? Is that?
Yeah, she's she's an art therapist.
Oh,
Very cool.
wonderful.
And she just picked up watercolors in the pandemic. And that's one of what we have in our house.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great
very nice.
atmosphere.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah, she's been doing online courses.
Oh, cool. That's great. Wow. So do you feel like you have a connection with a lot of the people you photograph, Matthew? Or do you often like photograph these people and then they kind of like disappear from your life? Or
Yeah, it's like they know what the relationship is. I know what the relationship is. It's usually just a business relationship where it's like we have to be in a room, they agreed to be there and have their picture taken. They hired someone who's somewhat skilled to be behind the camera to get it done. And that's usually it. It's a business transaction.
right.
With comics, it's been a little different.
Do you enjoy that? I mean, that must be so much more fun, right?
Yeah, for sure. My wife said, she's like, you're the only person I know that made friends in a pandemic.
That's great. That's pretty true. I'm envious of that. Yeah, that's a net positive for sure.
Totally.
Yeah. Cassandra, somebody wants to know what type of GAC you recommend. 100 to 800?
Oh, 100, definitely.
100, definitely. Okay.
Why is that, Cassandra?
So, yeah. Matthew, one other project that I want to ask you about is I saw that you collect film.
Yes. I have something called the Negative Collection.
Yes.
It's
That
a
is-
site.
Can you tell us about that? Because it's wild.
I've been going to flea markets for, I don't know, 20 years. And about 15 years ago, my wife said, and I collect old negatives and old photographs, and then I made her a print for the wall and of one of the old negatives. And she was like, this is great. And all of her friends came over and were like, where'd you get this? And she's like, Matt found a negative. She's like, can you make me one? And I was like, oh, this is a business. So I started making prints from just found flea market negatives.
Mhm.
And you can't imagine the stuff that I find. It's like Muhammad Ali. I know. It's like
original photos, right?
original, not photos, the negative.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
it's not like a poster negative. It's like the photo.
Yes, I'm linking it now. I think that's it. Oh, is that link? That didn't turn into a link, did it?
Oh, here, I'll make sure I'll make sure everybody gets it.
Let me, I'll walk over. I only have 2 in my house, but I'll show it to you.
Isn't that kind of how Vivian Meyer's work got discovered?
It's exactly. I found one of Vivian Meyer's, and then the guy threatened to sue me.
Oh, God.
Sounds like a great guy.
Great guy.
We don't talk about it.
I just dropped a link to it. So Muhammad Ali, when you developed that, were you just like freaking
Blew
out?
my mind. So this is one. This is can you see that? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't she beautiful?
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow.
From the 1940s, was an old slide. She's at behind her's an old airplane.
Oh my gosh.
And look at this. Double exposure. Burt Reynolds.
way.
Oh
Wow.
my
gosh.
That's awesome.
Do you make bed sheets in that one?
That's so great. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Those are epic. Oh my
I love
god.
what he was wearing too.
Yeah.
Which one do you consider like your most prized find?
Oh, there's one called 19. Can I drop it in the link there? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Are you
yeah.
scrolling through it?
I can.
It's
Yeah,
a
I'm
woman
on
on
the
the
website
subway.
here.
It's 1957 New York City subway, and
Here.
it's this super rare color photo. And she's got these white gloves on. She's like just trying to keep a little bit of dignity, and she's crammed in with all these like. That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's so great.
Look at her just trying to
Oh my
maintain. Like
It looks like a Norman Rockwell painting.
It does.
Hey, are you scanning these in and then doing them digitally?
Yeah, I'm taking. I take it to the lab and make a scan, and then I can make giant prints from them based on that.
Oh, awesome.
It's very hard to print
Wow.
from slides these days.
Yeah.
I can make prints from the negatives, but it's cost effective to do it this way, so I don't have to charge people, hundreds of dollars for these prints. But this is
That's
the one I'm most
special.
proud of finding. Yeah.
Do you know the photographer Saul Leiter?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do you have his book?
Yeah, somewhere here. Yeah.
The one with the paintings in it and the.
Yeah. Keep it. Oh, nope, it's not where I thought it was. But yeah, I have it.
Yeah, I was just wondering because his color photos of New York City.
Amazing. Yeah.
This is fantastic. Wow.
I think he used to print for Robert Frank. I think he was Robert Frank's printer. Does that ring a bell?
I'm not sure, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
He went into it. He was obscure for a long time.
Yeah.
And there's actually a crossover because there's some photos he took at a beach house. This man in like a straw hat and a woman.
Uh-huh.
That's the illustrator Robert Weaver and Robert Weaver's wife.
Really?
Yeah, they were pals, and so.
Oh wow.
If you look-
Matthew, do you mind if I share another one of those images?
Oh please. What are you thinking?
I wanted to share. Let's see here. Okay. Let me make sure I share it right. Here we go. Muhammad Ali.
There's the one.
Wow.
Wow.
I just can't even imagine.
No.
I would have just been like screaming, running around.
Well, if you do that, then the person's like, "What do you have there?"
This happened in a public space.
These are bought at flea markets.
Yeah, so I knew they were bought at flea markets, but I kind of assumed you had a chest and you like hauled it off.
Yeah,
This.
pretty much what happens is I see something that's like an artist at work. Like this is someone who knows what they're doing with a camera, and I just say, "Let me buy everything you have," instead of being like, and then I take it home and then I find the real gems.
Wow.
So do you know who took some of these photos or?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about what I do is I do research and I try and find the photographer. And if I can, I return them the negative, which has happened a few times.
Oh.
I found
That's awesome.
if you look, there's a Leonardo DiCaprio one where he's smoking with his shirt off.
Yeah.
He's like 17. And I was able to find that photographer and I brought it back to him. He was like, "Oh my God, my storage facility in the 90s went out of, I didn't pay the credit card bill for 3 months and they just sold it all to flea markets." And he's like, "I've been trying to piece it together for years."
He was on Storage Wars.
Totally. So that's real.
Oh my gosh.
Now have you these? I've seen some of these before. I think they were shared on. I could have sworn I came across them on Instagram because
I have a very popular Instagram page called Negative Collection.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense. 'Cause I know I right click saved a bunch of these because they're so incredible.
Oh, thanks.
I'm sorry. I am without words because I'm just scrolling through it. I'm grabbing a few because I want to share with everybody. I'm sure you're like sick of talking about this all the time.
Oh no.
Oh my God. It's just hard to imagine. Do you find all of these in like New York City proper, or is it?
Well, my job allows me to travel.
Yeah.
So I'm in Kansas City. I am in North Carolina. My wife's from North Carolina. And then I go to the flea markets there. and like the thrift stores there, and nobody's looking for negatives there. So
Right.
I'm able to get like the best of the best.
Oh, you know where you should go next time you're in North Carolina is there's a shop in Greensboro.
Uh-huh.
It's like a kind of a scrap exchange, like turn scrap into art.
Really?
I'll see if I can find the name.
Oh, I
of it.
love that.
They have barrels of not only prints, but of negatives.
No way. Yeah, I would love that. See that one right there? This one?
This one?
I got to photograph.
Oh my gosh.
That's cool.
I got to photograph Rod Stewart in like 2017 for People Magazine,
Yeah.
and I
I've
brought him
seen
this
that.
print.
Oh my,
There's a video of it on my negative.
Oh, really?
how did he react to it?
He was like, "Oh, I was younger." It's like, bro, this doesn't blow your mind? I guess it didn't.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about coming to Kansas City anymore because I think Timmy's got everything covered now.
Yeah. I'm yeah, this is all I'm gonna do now. I own the Kansas City market. That's so great. That's so amazing. What got you into that originally? Did you just
Like I went to flea markets just looking at old photographs, and then I would bring home negatives, and I was like, oh, I got a place to print it. I've got a dark room. So I started printing them, and then became a viable business.
unbelievable? Wow.
Wow. Well done, man.
Yeah, I also
Nice.
I photographed Alice Cooper, and I gave him some slides of himself. Also not impressed.
Just- I just imagine that they're used to like crazy things happening.
Oh, you're totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're just like unfazed by yeah, they're just totally desensitized, right?
Yeah, totally.
How long ago was that? The shot of Alice Cooper, I think that I saw was him in the car with his head
I'd say
turned
it was
back.
like 2016 or 2017.
Really nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. Was it Rod Stewart at like the hot dog stand? Is that or
No, I shot Rod Stewart in a studio with Cyndi Lauper. I think they were doing something, going on tour together. And it was
Didn't you
really-
have one of him with the boom boxes too? Was that you?
That's me.
Yeah, I told you I was on your website for 2 hours last night. I looked at everything. It was phenomenal.
Once again, I apologize.
No, it was great.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Oh man. Matthew, this has been such a treat having you here. Usually if there's like a lull in the conversation, the best thing we can come up with is like, we'll be like, so you guys mowing yet? Or what's going on?
That's not true. That's not true.
No, we talk about
Only
spec-
if Dale's here, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've really saved our programming. Yeah. But yeah, it's such a treat. I'm really excited for the music episode. I do hope we can get you back on for that DMX story.
Oh, yeah. It's literally my best story.
Okay, good. Everybody tune in next week for the DMX story.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
like DMX, you'll love illustration isolation.
Yeah. Do you have a person that was that you enjoyed photographing the most? And is that person like, does that person make photographing them? I'm trying to think of the right way of asking this. Who is like the easiest person you've ever photographed? I guess
It's usually people who get famous later in their lives. Like people who get famous in their teens and early 20s. They say, this is a cliche or whatever, but they say you stay the age that you became famous.
Mhm.
Like you never really mature past that point.
Right.
And those people, hold on, I may have to go. I may have to go for
Is
a few
that
minutes.
still recording?
It is.
Hey,
Guys, I'm gonna. is it
Thank
okay
you
if I
so
come back
much.
Hey
in
Matthew,
for a bit?
we've stolen you for too long. This
yeah,
is-
go.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Matthew.
much.
Thank you,
Hey, Charlie.
Hey Charlie.
Bye.
Hi, Charlie.
Good night,
Charlie,
Charlie.
get Dad back.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
To be that talented and like that down to earth and just what a cool guy.
Yeah. Everybody, that was fun. Thank you for letting us change up the programming tonight. That was awesome. Really enjoyed it.
For anybody that this is their first night, this is more of a unique way that we went about it, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
I feel really bad that he got to watch me do this painting I'm working on. I so wish I was doing something more comfortable.
I think it looks so cool. The texture is beautiful.
And I do want people to know that I usually answer almost all of the questions, but I wasn't going to ask him. Well, multiple people asked, which was like, who's the craziest person you've ever had to deal with?
Yeah.
No, we're not. We want him to come back.
Who was the biggest jackass
That was like
ever photographed?
multiple questions were like that. And I was like, come on, people. Come on. Get your act together.
We're above that.
We're above that. While, of course, I was thinking that.
And we would all love to know.
While we would all love to know, we have to have some self-control. Yeah.
Oh, John, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, on another note, I watched Dale's talk on Studio Bridge, and man, what a great talk.
I completely missed that. I need to watch that on.
Oh, like he has this
Nope.
whole thing about like he handles rejection better because of how Hunter S. Thompson handles it. Like I love that. All of that just was wonderful.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I
They
gotta-
talked
I-
about Hunter S. Thompson like using a no as a way to like go after them again.
Yeah.
Ray, I think Dale just makes that crap up. So don't.
Yeah.
He's not that good of a guy. And I can only say that because he actually is.
I would respond, but I don't want to get yelled at by Timmy again before I log on.
Raymond, I am so supportive of you.
Timmy, you insulted me before I even logged on. I was
Oh,
about
sorry.
to say hello. I'm not the person you should be worried about.
Well, that went fantastically well for inviting a person we met on the internet.
Yeah, really.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So you should I guess invite photographers you don't know, really, except for the ones that you know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it felt like
the
we just
ones-
played illustration isolation roulette.
Yeah. The photographers I've invited that we do know, all of those episodes have been pulled.
Those are some of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Cassandra, did you
Seriously, that could have been like an episode with Bobcat Goldthwait or something. I mean, it could have been just,
Yeah.
So far out there, but he was terrific.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I was a little, I'll be totally honest, because he's so connected with the comedians that I love. I was a little starstruck.
Yeah, I am too. That was
I was a
cool.
little starstruck. I was a little nervous.
Well, you know what? We couldn't tell Timmy at all.
Oh,
You were cute.
I was fishing for that, Ray.
Yes,
Dale-
Timmy, I really hope you framed your Jim Carrey letter.
I was like, do you guys think I did okay?
You were great. I'm so impressed you got him here.
Listen, man, you earned every bit of that B-, okay?
I've forgiven you for not getting Claiborne Elder on here.
Oh wow. Well, Claiborne, that was, yeah. He's an official enemy of illustration isolation. If we have anything to say about it, no one's ever gonna draw him again. I'm just joking. But if anybody's new, that was the last person I invited on the show.
Well, yeah, but that was your really close childhood friend too, wasn't it?
Yeah, best childhood friend. Yeah, if you go to his Wikipedia page, there's actually a whole whole section you got to scroll through. It's about me and his friendship.
On Wikipedia.
Yeah, on
That's great.
Wikipedia. Yeah. that, you know what was crazy is that he's gotten into writing comedy for those guys at that's a late in the game time to start writing jokes.
Yeah.
That's a late bloomer moment. That's so cool. Oh man, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I can tell that's like your dream job right there.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, maybe you can become best friends with Matthew, you know?
Yeah.
You could workshop
Do
it.
you
Listen, if there's
think
a low,
yeah. do you mean it, Cassandra?
I was definitely gonna ask him if he would be okay with you being you know, it's his friend, you know. But
Yeah.
I was gonna behave myself. You should workshop your stand-up then if you feel if we start talking about lawnmowers and
Yeah.
you know, gauge of, you know, wires and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
barbed wire gauges.
yeah, barbed wire gauges. Hey, Bill.
Donna asked 2 questions. Bill, what medium did you use?
Oh, I put water, so I put gesso down, and then it got wrinkled, unfortunately, but then I put watercolor on top of it, and then pencil drawing, and then lifted off areas with water. And now I'm just kind of going in and adding just a little bit of a warmer pastel in areas, because I just want to warm it the face a little bit.
Nice. And then Donna, you also asked about GAC. Golden GAC 100 is like a clear gesso, and it just seals this. And this is just regular cardboard that I just use every week. So I just put a layer of GAC 100 on it, and then I can put acrylic on it. Because I'm cheap and like to recycle.
Hey, they got painted on, and Toulouse-Lautrec painted on cardboard.
There you go. I'm just being hip with it.
And
with
Van
you.
Gogh.
Um,
And,
So basically all the people in the Met, Cassandra. So
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's where I'm going next. I'm just gonna
You're going to the Met.
just gonna hang right next to them. I like it.
you wouldn't be out of place, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, years ago, a gallerist told me not to paint on cardboard. You know, and then I had to point out to him that the painting he was referring to was sold for a lot more than cardboard is worth. So I was like, and he went out of business, so owing people money. So
Yeah. Oh boy.
shit, it's so bad.
There's actually I learned there's a technique that replicates pastel with oil on cardboard. It's called painting in the spirits, and it's like that's what all the Toulouse-Lautrec paintings are. Oil on cardboard paintings are like that kind of chalkiness. So I've always loved that look, and you can kind of
Painting
only
in
get it on.
spirits?
Yeah, so it's basically you take oil paint and you put it on a strip of cardboard, and that's like your palette, and then it'll soak up all of the oil, and then and so it's super dry, and then to get it to kind of flow, you mix it with mineral spirits, and so it's basically just dries as soon as it hits the paper. And it's like and if you get the consistency right, it can be kind of scratchy, and you can layer it like a pastel.
I've kind of done a similar thing to that, and I like oil on paper because it dries so quickly.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now.
There you go.
Oil on paper, and I'm using wax, and it dries. I mean, you can just keep layering and build right on top of it.
Yeah.
John, I've always loved the stuff you've done with like crayons and oils, dry brush oils. Oh, so good.
Mhm.
So good. I gotta watch you do that.
I'm trying to do a lot more of it right now. I've gotten into a point where my days get fragmented, and for a long time I did nothing but paint like really wet into wet.
Mhm.
And I can't do it anymore because I have to be there. I have to be in the same spot for a long period of time to get anywhere on my paintings, or else I got to completely start all over again.
Totally.
And so I've kind of gone back to playing around with materials that I can get up and walk away and come back. And it's like I can stop and start when I need to. Let's put it that way.
Right. How's it been so far for you? Like returning to something like that?
Well, I'm doing a large painting like that right now. And I've had my challenges, but it's okay. The problem is, I love doing something like this because now I'm all, it's like I'm going backwards. I'm trying to pull it all together, and the thing I have, like when you're building up like this, sometimes you go too far and you take out a lot of the interest. You take out, you'll make something happen, like something good happen, and then you work on it too long and it just goes away.
Right.
You beat the life out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I in my, the last 3 or 4 years, I've been really trying to focus on the things that I do to move the other way.
It's so hard to that's a really tough thing to constantly kind of keep in balance. I mean, I know it's just because the only, a lot of times you just have to end up repainting the thing, and that's something that I'm learning. I learned a lot later on. Like I didn't understand the idea of like repainting it to bring back the freshness, but it's you need a lot of painting under your belt to kind of understand what that even means, and you realize like why people like Sargent ended up doing that so many times, like just to get painting ahead 4 or 5 times until it had the right feeling, the right flow to it.
Hey Ray, I don't know about you. Usually when I go too far with something, it's when I try, like I get focused on one thing in the piece.
Yeah.
That I'm trying to I think needs to be brought up. Like I forget what I'm painting, and I look at the reference and I go, oh, I should define that more, or,
right.
And then I end up drawing too much attention to it.
Right.
Doesn't
take much effort to do it. Like all of a sudden you think everything's going right, and then you drop your brush or something like that, and you pick it up and you look at your painting, you're like, what happened?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what happened in this. Like I was all fine with the color in her face, and then I put color in her ear.
Yeah.
And it's like there's too much attention to that ear, and I don't have time to deal with that right now, so I'm moving on.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's like you're doing the kind of the thing. I ran across a Monet quote earlier today. It said like his advice for artists is to paint as long as you can, like without feeling like you're gonna make a mistake. Basically, like you're fearless in that, Bill. Like you're like, I'm just gonna throw color here, and if it doesn't work, I'll just do another one.
And then I screwed up.
Right.
That's okay.
That's not easy. That's it's like it's something you got to learn, right? It's a learned thing. It's actually exactly like what John was talking about, like pulling things together and understanding, like, okay, there's this didn't work, that didn't work. I mean, James McMullen's another example. Like he'll try and finish off a piece, and if it doesn't feel right, he'll just do another one. It's pretty wild to think about that, because it's not exactly how I operate in with my work. I do a lot of that stuff in my studies, but not on my finishes. Just because I feel like
Well,
just
I would encourage anybody out there uh, as painful as it can be. I mean, I have fun doing it, but I have to force myself to do. I have fun once I get started to really push myself to explore like that. But it's incredibly fun.
Yeah.
But I think it's the most important thing you can do to grow.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because if you can take chances with like medium that you're uncomfortable with, then like when you go back to what you are comfortable with, I feel like you get way more courageous.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's helpful with stuff like this where like you're not as tied to the reference. You know,
Mhm.
it's not something that's, oh, you know, it's super important or you spend all this time putting it together. You know, they're not like, you know, it's hard to, at least for me, it's like if I have a commission or a gallery piece that, you know, I'm on a deadline for a show, you know, and I got to do 40 paintings or something like that. I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, I'm not gonna, I only have so much time in my day, so I can't mess around. Like I've got to get as consistent a result as possible. And I mean, that's another aspect of it. It's like you train so hard to kind of find that good flow that, you know, of efficiency, but then at the same time, you still have to go back and put yourself in comfortable positions and learn how to get yourself out of it, you know?
Yeah.
But I really did feel like, first of all, I didn't think that Matthew was going to come on tonight. And I felt like telling him, it's like, no, I can draw.
Oh, John, it's so obvious that you're ridiculously talented.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, John, did you just assume that you were just like, Timmy always says he's going to get somebody to come on?
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to come on.
I mean, if I've learned anything about my business partner, Timmy, it's that people cancel on him.
He
Yeah,
doesn't know that guy. He's not going on.
yeah.
Well, excellent work, Timmy, because it was a great tie-in all the way around.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't know him at all, and it just goes to show you it never hurts to ask. So,
That's right.
you know,
Way to be bold, Timmy. Way to be bold.
Hey, you
Never
learned it
hurts to
writing
ask.
those letters. You learned it
Yeah,
writing those letters.
exactly.
I'm gonna be like, if you ever run into Jimmy Kimmel, can you ask him why he didn't respond to my letter? Or Jimmy Fallon. I did write Jimmy Fallon a letter too. I wrote Jimmy Fallon multiple letters, so yeah.
His loss.
I had a good prediction on who was going to rule late night though, when I was a little kid. Yeah.
I think it's cool that Letterman's got a new show. That's gonna be fascinating to see.
Mhm.
I was doing some tech stuff. This is a question that I don't think anybody's asked or answered yet. Perfect for you, Cassandra, or you, Raymond. For someone who wants to get into gallery paintings, what would you suggest on how to get started? I guess the whole panel is perfect for this. I'm sorry. Yeah.
First, do a whole lot of work that's consistent.
Right.
Consistency.
Yeah.
As Jack Unruh would say, get good first.
Yeah.
First, you got to get good.
And
Well,
once-
no, that's a very Cassandra. Go ahead. You talk. I'll fill in later.
Well, it's just like, yeah, have a good amount of work, because if you want to work with galleries and your work is good, the first question they're going to ask is how much work do you have? Because, you know, if you get along with the gallery you've approached, they're going to want work right away. So it helps to have like a base of work to pass off to galleries.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah.
I'll say do your homework. Learn about the gallery. Learn about who's in there. Learn about if you want to be in there.
Mhm.
There's all kinds of things. Learn, kind of try to figure out how they run their business. It's all, I think that finding gallery, you kind of go through the same things that we go through in the illustration program, is trying to find art director. Who are the gallerists? Who are the gallery directors? How do they accept work? And do your research. Try to figure out as much as you can about them.
Yeah.
Matthew's back, which I'm assuming he's back to be like, shut it down. I don't like it. I heard what you guys said. This is over.
Do you guys think that it's good to stick to a region when you're looking at into galleries?
No,
Not at all.
no, I like work with galleries all across the country.
Right, but what I mean is like, how do you narrow it down?
Well, first off, like I look at the work that they're showing, and if I really, really like it a lot, often that's a good starting point, because like their taste may match up with my taste. And then I look at the price points of the pieces that they're selling. Are my prices within a range that they sell? Like they may be selling for way more expensive than me. Then if that's where they are, then I'm not ready for them yet. And then I'll look at what galleries they follow. And I see like if there's a gallery that sells work that I really like at a price point that I'm selling at, and like if all of those things start to sync up, then that's a gallery I'll check their website, look at their submission guidelines, and then send an email.
Right. So I guess my to be more specific on that, no, and I appreciate is are you finding these places on Instagram first? Is it, how are you finding the work that they're showing?
Yeah, it's like I'll find them on Instagram, or if I really like an artist, I'll go look at their CV and see where they showed early on in their career.
Yeah.
Like that will tell me a lot, because like I know I won't be at their level, but maybe I could be at a level that they were at 10 years ago, and I'll see who they work with, and that's helped me a lot. But Instagram and hashtags, just an art movement that I fall into, I'll check those out and see what galleries they're showing at. There's all over the place.
Hey everybody, this is our 5-minute warning. In 5 minutes, Matthew, this is the closing segment of our show. In 5 minutes, we are gonna finish this pose. I recommend everybody post their work, and then we're gonna open up Instagram and we're gonna look at everybody's drawings for the night. So 5 minutes, everybody. Get ready to put the pencils down. So
I don't know, Ray, what would you say? Because you worked with so many galleries also.
Yeah, I mean, everything you're saying is right on the money. I mean, it's and I totally get, Bill, I get your regional question for sure. There's this a gallery director, Ali Ringenberg, who's the owner of the Sloan Merrill Gallery. Have you ever heard of Sloan Merrill by any chance?
Yeah.
Anybody heard? Yeah. So, and I had Ali come in as a guest speaker in one of my classes, and the thing that she had said was really interesting was, as an artist, she's really like, she fundamentally believes that painters, because she deals with painters, like artists should try and find like a home gallery, and if it means that it's like a place that's close to them, that's great, a place that you can kind of work out of, where the gallery owner is like all about your career and developing your career, and is with you, for the long haul.
Right.
And so, like I mean, so I think that's like a question that's, gets, I think I love that point, and I mean, my advice to the person that wanted to get into galleries is just start showing, I mean, if you're really early on, maybe if there's like a gallery that has like group shows, that are themed or something like that, submit to them. That's how I got started. A lot of us in San Francisco, people like Jeremy Mann and Greg Gandy, Dan Ochoa, and Brett Amory, a lot of these artists, they got started in small galleries. I mean, I know Jeremy, Greg, and myself, we've got our first gallery experience showing at Studio Gallery in San Francisco, which was it's a small gallery, and we just would submit to like holiday, shows, small work shows, affordable art, really small, the typical sort of mini shows that you would get during the holiday season,
Yeah.
and just get a taste for that, because I learned so much just doing that. But then, yeah, I mean, and figuring out what it is that you want to paint, I think is important. But and I think that you can kind of grow with, as you grow as an artist, your galleries are going to change, So, I think showing a lot really does, showing as much as you can, with good work and preparing the work for exhibition, I think is, something that that I would recommend too. Just getting the experience doing. I don't know.
I think it's
Or
all
what do you
good
think?
small paintings, like you do a bunch of little paintings and you get better at painting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you build those muscles up and you can start working larger and larger. And or if you want, but I think it's good to, I've been thinking about those 2 days is really think about what you want. What do you want to do?
Right.
What,
It's hard.
what kind
Hey,
of work?
so, oh, sorry.
That's all.
I need to interrupt. I was just going to say, pencils down, everybody. This is time to post your work. Please be sure to tag at Salacuse. Matthew, you want to help me out? Sorry.
SALACUSE.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I didn't want to mess it up. And hashtag illustration isolation. Post your work right now. We're going to give it like a minute for like Q&A, questions, talking. But post your work now. John is going to slowly try to figure out how to share his screen. Check out all of this. I can't. I'm trying to
I
impress.
can't even spell Salacuse. There you go.
Anyways, please post your work now. Don't wait. We're not going to do any like refreshes or anything like that. Impress our new guest. Post your work now.
I'm so
we'll
impressed.
check
I've
him
been
out.
watching online. People have been posting them.
Oh, great.
Poor Pete Davidson.
Well, we have a moment. Can I ask you about this Byron Bowers photo, like in the red? Like, I mean, it's such a cool photo.
Yeah, we were in the New York Comedy Club on East 4th Street, and they have a bathroom, and the entrance to the bathroom is painted black, like a black shiny paint. I don't know what it's called, but and it's just bathed in this red light from the bathroom. If you crack the bathroom door, this red light spills on his face, and I was like, just stand here for a minute. And he was like, okay.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Stand here and look like a badass.
The
So-
bathroom provider. Wow.
So have a lot of these comedians gotten used to just being like, just do whatever Matthew says and he'll get a nice photo of you.
Yeah, with limits.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but
They're used to you do you just bring your camera in and just so you're ready to shoot nights or?
yeah, I like to be a little low key and let them get settled and then find a moment. Like even when I'm on tour with somebody big, I'll just, a music tour, I'll tell them, I'll be like, I'll take some pictures during the day, but there'll be one time I'll be like, the light is perfect here. The setting is perfect here. I need you.
Mhm.
And it'll only happen once a day. And then you get that trust with them that you're not going to be pestering them all day.
Yeah. You gotta go. All right. Good night, Matthew. It's great having you.
Thanks, Matthew.
See you next week.
Thank you, Matthew.
A lot, man.
Thank you.
I mean, he came back.
Came back.
That's
Came
so
back.
cool.
He came back.
I'm still blown away that he just looked at the red bathroom light and he took this photo.
Oh yeah, I know. And it's a lot of skill and deceptively simplistic,
think that all of you are being pretty modest. I think that you all probably see those opportunities when you know, John, I know you can recognize that. You see a moment and you're like, this is it. I need to draw this,
Oh, yeah,
you know?
where the light's right and it's not gonna last very long.
Uh-huh.
I've made such a mess. It's unbelievable.
I love it.
I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
I think you're really hard on yourself.
Oh, man.
No, I'm talking about the mess on my hands.
Oh, then let me see your hands.
I can fix that.
It was like, John,
Yeah, no, no, I know the
address.
drawing's great. I'm talking about my hands.
Good. Well, because you were saying
Exactly.
earlier you thought it was bad, but I was like, oh my gosh.
Tim, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to get enough off so I don't just paint my computer.
Yeah.
How many minutes do we have, Timmy?
It's go time whenever you're ready.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's right now.
Yep.
give me a second. Move my camera. God, that's kind of freaking me out. He's like looking over my shoulder.
He
It's
does
like-
look like he's staring at you.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
pretty funny. All right. Little refresh here and I'm ready to go.
All right.
Well, Ray, what you have to do when we're around Dale next is just say, thank you for not being here tonight. Really could have gone wrong.
Your absence was appreciated.
All right. I gotta move everything. Okay, everybody can see?
Yeah.
Here, way to go. Jenna,
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Ooh, beautiful.
Oh, that's a great one.
really good stuff.
Oh,
Wow,
nice.
very fun.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Okay.
that.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Mhm. Oh, that's cool.
Nice, Justin.
Nice,
Oh,
Devin.
Evan,
Wow.
killer.
Very, very good.
Ooh.
Ooh, really good job. Hey, welcome. This is first time. Beautiful
Very
piece.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we have celebrities on all the time. Yeah, just come every week.
Tell your friends. Tell as many of your friends as possible this week.
Chris Rock next week, right?
Yeah, Chris
No,
Rock.
DMX. DMX.
DMX.
Oh,
Oh,
nice,
really
Tyler.
good job, Tyler.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
That one's
Oh, cool.
awesome. You caught like the Pete Davidson, like tall hunch, like
Oh,
perfect.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, the
features.
posture.
he nailed the mouth. He has this funny little turn up smile. It's very identifiable.
Ugh, so good.
Okay, we're not blue anymore. Everything has been
Yeah.
blue the whole time, different color. I like it.
First time not blue.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Love it.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
that's
like that.
awesome.
Sweet. Whoa.
Man, I really love the drawing in that.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, nice one.
Good.
That's great.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm gonna go fast because I want to get through. I'm going through everybody's.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is great.
that's great. Oh, the background is wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun too. Nice.
Wow.
Oh, that's fun. This is great.
Nice, Jeff.
Matthew's on it. Oh, that's a great one.
Way to go, Sally.
Yeah, Sally.
I hope that Matthew gets to see that it flips through and looks at this because this is the most important. I don't.
He's already commented on
He's
several
already-
of
yeah.
them.
Oh, great.
There.
Cassandra, Bill, Raymond, I don't try to belittle what you're doing. It's all great, but to see all of this together in so many different directions,
Oh, totally agree.
it's
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Wow. Oh, nice, very nice.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, Peter.
Nice, Peter.
Whoa, AJ.
Yeah.
Wow.
That photo was made for you, AJ.
Yeah.
That was such a perfect piece of reference for you.
All
that's
three.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice,
Gary.
Gary.
Very nice.
Nice drawing, Gary.
Wow. I love that bottom right one.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice one.
I'm gonna go, Paul. Gary.
There's Gary again.
Yep.
Making
That
us
one
look
in
good.
the photo in red had kind of a Blade Runner sort of.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's fun.
That's cool.
Very well done.
Oh,
Oh,
I love
whoa.
that.
That's awesome.
Really good job.
Well, they're from Kansas. Of course they're good.
Well, you went back to blue.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun drawing.
Oh, that's a big drawing.
That's Billy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice job, Billy.
Yeah, good drawing.
Oh, nice.
He's not wearing a KC hat in that photo, is he?
No, he's wearing a New York hat.
Okay, I was gonna say.
All right, Julian.
Good job,
Yeah.
Julian.
Oh, that's a good one. Well done.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Oh, that's great.
Very nice,
That's
Nicole.
Cool.
great.
Nice, Nicole.
Nicole did a beautiful painting this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, Julian, that's good.
Julian.
Very good. Got to work on your cropping there a little bit, Jeff.
Cool, Jeff.
Or try to get your drawing on the paper, one of the two. That's nice. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got good movement.
That's
There it
great.
is.
Yes. Nice.
Awesome.
Oh, very nice.
That has a really fun feel to it. I love the translucent color on top of the, I don't know if it's pastel or underneath or Conte or whatever, but it has a really nice feel to it. Nice.
Oh,
Karen.
good job, Karen.
Nice sassafras. Ooh,
I
good
like
one.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good too.
Great energy.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Good
There it
job,
is.
Felicity.
There it is.
Nice.
I didn't think she was with us tonight. There she is. She makes her presence is here.
Yeah, they probably turned the audio off just in case.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
John and I talked about that in advance of the episode.
Karen can draw because her hands were covering Felicity's ears.
That one's lovely. Great line work.
Or excuse me, Rebecca. They could all be drawing together. I don't know. It's three generations of drawers there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
great.
that's wonderful.
Fun. Job. Ooh,
Ooh,
That one's so good.
yeah.
Wow.
that's fun, Nicole.
Mhm.
Nice, Aaron.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
reminds me a little bit of Mark Chiarello.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, AJ.
Love what you did with his eye and his Drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. Ooh, nice
Oh,
drawing.
that's a nice one.
Oh, that's my husband's. Good job, E.
Oh, sweet.
Very well done. And Jeff,
Nice, Jeff.
How many drawings did Jeff do?
he always does a lot.
He always does like 7 or 8.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Fun.
Jeff.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Very good.
Mhm.
Back to blue.
Back to blue.
It's a busy night. This is a good one.
I love it.
That's really nice. How
Yeah, it's
simple it
nice.
is.
Yeah. Oh, wow, Sally. Good job.
Good, Nicole.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
I like
wow.
that one.
That's beautiful.
If we're quiet, it's because we've said everything we've already, I mean, you know, it's like watching fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, ah.
It's and they're just as good.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's great, Paul.
Nice, Paul.
We're just
Oh.
enjoying them.
Yeah, as a whole, too. Ocean, that's cool.
Really nice.
Sent one twice.
I love that.
That's fun.
Great.
Has that Gary Panther kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Nice,
Whoa.
Pete.
Nice,
Geez.
Peter.
Right.
You should get tagged from that one.
He did.
Really?
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
Made him, I mean, not that he's
No, but
he's a
Matt-
good looking guy, but he's better looking in that photograph. I mean, in that interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are so fun. I love seeing all the different
Oh,
interpretations.
good
Yeah.
one.
That's great.
Nice.
Great.
Good.
That's awesome.
Love it.
It's terrific. All right, I think we've come to the end, haven't we?
Oh,
Well,
wait,
maybe.
no, that's another one.
How did that one get in there?
That
Here
was
we
a-
got more.
Oh, lovely. Oh, all of your stars were good tonight.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Very nice. Looks like Marlon Brando. Or no?
Yeah.
That's,
That's fun.
wow.
Arc,
That's great.
very cool, Ocean. Nice.
Yeah.
Really fun color.
Ah, good one, Nicole.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still working on Sam also. Okay, I think we're
Paul, that was such a
now
cool
we're
meeting.
officially done.
Yep.
That was great.
That's great.
For the people who've asked to refresh, we don't refresh because we would have to do it every night. Please, next time, just when I say the pose is over, post your work. Please do it. I know if it was your first time and you didn't get to see our work, it's okay. Join us next week and it'll
We'll
happen.
post it because people look at them all week long and people,
Oh, yeah.
people
Absolutely.
react.
Yes. I hope you all enjoyed that episode. It's a little different. Next week is probably going to be a little different too. So everybody brace yourselves.
I love it.
But I think it's fun. I think I'm really looking forward to it. So
Excellent. Bill, Cassandra, Raymond, Timmy, thank you all. Appreciate you doing this. Everybody that joined us tonight, you made the night special. And Matthew, if you listen to this, we're indebted to you. Thank you very much. Your work is phenomenal, and I hope you I hope you can appreciate our efforts in using it. Maybe that's the best way. Thank you so much for the great references.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great week.
Take care,
Take care.
everybody. Thank you,
Take care,
John.
everyone. Thank you, John. Thank you, Timmy.
Thanks.